know what? I want you to think about your future at this company. I want you to think about it long and hard.
That's what she said.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, it's that bad. PlayStation, in all their infinite wisdom, has told gamers to go eat ass by stating they plan on ending physical game production by 2028. Play has no limits. Unless we're shutting down the store, breaking into your house to steal your disc, and burning your chances for a successful future. So yeah, limited. Now, why is this so bad? It's not like digital games can be taken away from you in a moment's notice, right?
Oh wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Every major corporation could ruin your mental stability and will to live via removing your digital purchases. With digital media, they can shut down and pull content that you have bought from them, as said digital media often needs an instant connection and connection to the server. So if the server shuts down, your game purchases might as well be ashes. Just recently, Sony has pulled over 500 movies from their PlayStation store and do not refund a single dime to anyone who purchased it. With physical media, even if Sony burns to the ground, you can still have access to that video game you purchased. Unless Sony takes drastic actions.
Then I'll just have to attack you. I must have that foil.
And remember this, so many games are only available via digital storefronts. It's usually indie games that can only be purchased via an online store. So if Sony shuts these stores down due to maintenance costs, then that classic indie darling is gone. Gone, I tell you. So why did Sony, with their 10 million IQs and brains that might as well be replaced with peanut butter, did this? According to this article published, Sony says, and I quote, "As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that have already been released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format." Have they been living under a rock for these past few years? Are they this tone deaf? If anything, consumer preferences have skyrocketed towards physical media. Look at GTA 6 and their reveal that there won't be a disc for the game, and just look how that turned out. Ubisoft was hounded into oblivion when it tells its gamers to eat shit and get used to not owning games, and yet we're the villains for emulation. People want physical games as they want to own what they buy. It's quite a reasonable request, and yet Sony and others think we're asking for their kidneys.
You see that? That's man. My asshole friend Stan took my kidney and I need it put back in. Please.
Now, is all digital media bad? No, I have bought many digital games on Steam and on the PlayStation Store, but that's mostly because it was convenient and or it was cheaper. However, if you buy something, not rent, not borrow, you expect to be able to own it forever. I don't eat a sandwich and then 20 minutes later, the store I bought it from demands the sandwich, the nutrients, or the turd back, do they?
Oh my god, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she is. It's not yours. Yours died.
Digital media isn't inherently bad. The fact that it can be taken away from you in a moment's notice is. That is why people respect GOG a lot, as you can have the DRM, meaning you can own the game forever, even if it burns to the ground. Sony is borderline trying to gaslight us into thinking that not owning something you purchased is somehow brilliant. Sony is trying to make us think that it's perfectly fine for games and content that you purchase can turn into dust, for them to be dropped into the abyss and never see the light of day again. I seriously believe someone at Sony and PlayStation has developed an allergy towards disc and video game boxes, as if they are liberating us from the burden of owning a physical product. Sony! It's a game disc, not a medieval torture device or a turd in the living room. We'll manage. And what makes it even worse for PlayStation is that there's no point in using the PlayStation Store when Steam exists. Steam is better in literally every way. Bigger catalog of games, more discounts, free to use online services, cheaper games, more lenient refunds, and a better user experience and user interface. It also helps that over the past few years, more and more PlayStation 4 and 5 exclusives are coming to PC, such as Uncharted, The Last of Us, Spider-Man, and God of War. So why use the redundant PlayStation Store when its evolved counterpart exists?
Yours is so long.
Yeah, it's just not ever.
And it's black too.
Why is it so tiny?
It's just how it was, man.
And here's the irony. Xbox has been struggling these past few years. From extensive layoffs to scrapping real developers for AI slop, to every last shred of evidence suggesting that they will transition to only software, such as their exclusive games like Halo and Gears come to PlayStation, poor sales of the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, to lackluster exclusive games, you might as well label the Xbox to the Halo, Gears and Forza box. All of this would suggest that PlayStation would take the crown for the games console people use to play the majority of their mainstream third-party games. Sony shoving digital media down our throats might as well be the crucifixion towards PlayStation. And Xbox's demise is death by 1,000 cuts since 2013. This might as well be the hydrogen bomb of the ashes of millions of gamers worldwide. And on a personal note, as a Gen Zer, I've been saturated in digital media and streaming for most of my life. There's minimal recollections of DVDs and physical media for movies, but I did buy most of my video games via discs. Streaming services and digital games are just the norm to me. I always used to think, what's the point of purchasing a physical disc for something when the 1 month subscription to access thousands of movies and TV shows was about the same price? It's convenient, it's fast, and I get way more content for the same price. So from an economic standpoint, it's a better, more efficient deal. I would look at my elders and old heads and say, keep your round circle thing, I'll stream it. But now, with this debacle of not owning anything and Sony telling me to drink rocket fuel and eat a lit match, it's time for me to side with the grandmas and grandpas of this world. I'm sorry, Dad, you are right. Discs are amazing. They might as well be my best friend. I promise I'll turn up to the funeral of PlayStation and physical media in January 2028. So remember, kids, unless Sony and the FBI plan to infiltrate people's houses and ransack them for game discs, buy your games physically before the inevitable happens. This is Zach, not Zach, signing off. Please remember to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe.